deadliest prison weapons you've encountered or know about?
I'd have to say it's the old-fashioned prison shank, but I mean anything can make a deadly weapon.
What is the old-fashioned prison shank?
The old-fashioned prison shank is just like if you find a piece of metal,
yeah,
and you take it back to your cell. It just could be a square piece of fucking metal.
How do you just find a square piece of metal in prison?
Well, a lot of it comes from the yard. A lot of it where they've done work around the fence.
Yeah.
And they've like at the very bottom they put pieces of metal like that, and it could just a little piece like that.
So stuff from the fence.
Stuff from the fence, or if you're working in the kitchen, you're opening large tins. I mean, you don't just get like a tin of beans, You're getting things industrial size, know what I mean? So you can take the top of that lid, you can bend it, you make it where you can stash it. You can make prison weapons out of anything. You can make prison weapons out of a top of a beans lid. You can make prison weapons out of a fucking toothbrush and fucking 2 razors. The toothbrush and 2 razors, not so much deadly, but you're scarred for life.
So how did they melt that together then? If you got your toothbrush and your razor, how do you join them?
Well, basically what you do is you've got your toothbrush.
And the toothbrushes in prison are small anti-shank things.
Small anti-shanks like that.
Yeah.
You got a lighter. Everyone has fucking lighters. You burn the end off. You get one of your razor blades while it's still to the point where it's like, you know, when you make plastic and it goes zip, zip, zip like that. As it's getting to that point, you put one razor blade in, and then you have a fine matchstick. You put the matchstick in, and then you get another razor blade and put the other razor blade next to it. You put the razor blades in the plastic, you put the matchstick not in the plastic. The reason for the matchstick is to leave a little gap. Once it sets very quick. You just put it in the cold water, it'll set really quick, and then you can bind it to make it extra secure and less slippy. You just get some like thread, or you take it from your pants, your hem or whatever, and you just wrap it round like that, So you got basically your anti-shank toothbrush like that, and then you've got a razor blade here, and you've got a little gap, and you've got another razor blade here. Once it's set and you put your cotton round it, you push the matchstick out, and what happens then is when you get stabbed, or like that is not a stabbing weapon. That is a slashing weapon. It's gonna scar you up to fuck. They'll slash you. They'll give you a fucking Cheshire cheese smile, basically from your mouth to ear. They'll cut you, and what happens is the cut. It's 2 cuts in one, and with the gap, they won't be able to stitch you up, so you're scarred for life. You just got a big fuck off Mars bar scar though. As for deadliest like weapon, actually to kill you, it could be a piece of, I mean, you see people fucking smashing the fucking perfect glass, you see bits of fucking plastic. I mean, it's not just lying around. You'll see it. You could be working at a woodworks. Prisons have all types of fucking different works you can do. But mainly, if you're working in the kitchen, you get to see tins. That's where people make a lot of the weapons. Like industrial baked bean tins, industrial fucking tomato tins, and stuff like that. You got your can opener, they'll open it, and they'll just bend it in half and half and half again till it snaps. And they'll bend it in half and half again, and you can actually make 4 weapons out of 1 tin can. And basically you just take it all, you'll bend it in half to make the thickness. All the floors are concrete, you just keep on sharpening it and sharpening it and sharpening it. You make a handle of however you want, or you don't make a handle, you can have it as that. But if you're going to stab someone with a piece of tin like that, you want a handle. But 9 times out of 10, you're sticking them, and it's got to cut you too. So you make some sort of handle, you improvise. I mean, you can, lots of ways you can make handles. You can have fucking a paper, you can have paper and toothpaste, and you make a form of a paper mache, and it hardens up, and you can make a handle like that. Other prison weapons is the same again. It's like on the yard, prison yard there, it's like corrugated iron like that. You know, at the very bottom you have a steel thing. One of it might have come loose or whatever. I mean, people, where you find most of your weapons is actually on the prison yard. You're not gonna, a lot of people won't keep them in the cell. There's a lot of ingenious places you can fucking hide them in your cell, but 9 times out of 10 they're gonna be on the prison yard. You have your own personal stash. People will look around, you dig a bit of the fucking sand up or dirt and you stash it, and you know where your weapon is. If you've got one in the cell, or you know there's beef coming up, you generally go to the prison yard and get it. I mean, I've seen people, when they give you a mop, you got your handle. I've seen people fucking stash their little shanks. At the top of the mop it's a bit of rubber. I've seen them undo the fucking rubber, put the fucking like piece of paper knotted up in the actual handle itself, and then put the weapon in, and then put another piece of paper in, and then put the bung back on. So like when the prison guards come, they'll actually check the handles. They don't open the rubber fucking thing, but they'll just shake it. And if it shakes, there's something in it. But if you've actually put the paper in it, then put your prison weapon in it, then put paper on top, when you shake it, it's not going to go any, you're not going to hear anything. So, I mean, 9 times out of 10 you're going to get over it. There's lots of things you can fucking make out of, I mean, I'd have to probably say that the pieces of metal that you see outside, it's like, on the yard, you're going to see fucking bits of it here and there. It's like 9 times out of 10 they're snatched up and made into weapons. I mean, prisoners are so ingenious, they can make fucking weapons out of anything.
Have you heard of the milk carton bomb?
No.
There was a prisoner called Robert Wayne Vickers, Bonsai Bob, aka Bonsai, who killed his cellie, and then they put, because he didn't wake him up for breakfast and drank his Kool-Aid, they put him in a higher security level. His neighbour was talking smack about him, so he had a milk carton that herd gel stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that's used in the tattooing. The hair gel stuff in this milk carton bomb, and as he's going past the guy's cell, he throws it on him, calls to the front cell, throws it on him, throws toilet paper on him, set fire to him. Now, if there's a medical situation, it's hard to get like help. So that guy actually burnt alive, and the smoke from him burning alive, because it was an enclosed max security place, almost killed the other prisoners as well.
I can imagine. I know another very serious thing you can use as a weapon is a lot of people, not if you're boiling water for coffee or for tea.
Stingers.
Your stinger, that's where you get your metal as well. You buy a stinger, they're only £5.
What's a stinger for the UK audience?
A stinger is an element basically. It's like if you open your kettle up, you'll see the element there, what heats the water up. A stinger is a version of that. It's a lead, piece of plastic, and it's just a metal loops around and goes like that. And that's where a lot of the metal comes. You break that, and then you can break that again, and then what you do is you flatten it, 'cause it's like a hollow piece of metal like that, and that's where you do get a lot of the weapons. You flatten it and you sharpen it. You've got that, and you've already got the plastic bit. You cut the electric lead off, you've got a fucking weapon there. But the worst weapon I've seen, you don't see a lot of people that it happening to, but it can happen to fucking anyone. If you've got boiling hot water, right, making your tea or your coffee, or you're making your soup, or you're boiling burritos or whatever, You got boiling hot water, you get a fucking shitload of sugar, you throw the sugar in the fucking cup, you mix it up, you just walk past the fucking guy while he's on his bed, pour it in his face. What that does is, instant burns him, but the sugar sticks to him and his skin just peels off. That's a weapon, you know what I mean?
So they are the most dangerous weapons that we know about in prison. If you've got any more questions, keep them coming. We love all your feedback and your support. Cheers from Widnes.